Sit. Good job. Good boy, buddy. Ew, you're so sweet. Hi guys, it is me, Miss MatchaBlossom, and today I have my fan on, and it is June 26th at 8:39 p.m. Central Time, Mountain Time. June 26th. Okay, sorry, I had to think about that. Took me a minute. So today I actually got this idea from one of my favorite garu YouTubers, and I know that's like more of Japanese style, but I like watching her content because it not only influences me as a YouTuber, but she's really sweet and she has like the great ideas for her content. And if she's watching this, hello, your stuff is crazy good. So I got really inspired because she had these videos about garu, old magazines or fashion. This is what happens when you have a Jack Russell. This happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on showing you this Hanfu pattern book that I got off of Amazon. Believe it or not, this is like really neat. And if it is still in stock, I'm gonna put the link down below so you guys can all get your own. I'm gonna be honest, this is all in, I want to say, in a Chinese language. I don't know which one. I want to say Mandarin, but I could be wrong. You can read it and tell us the name of it because it only gave me a limited name on Amazon and also on the packaging. Hopefully I'll do this with more Hanfu pattern books so that I get you guys going. So let's go ahead and take a look at it right now. So before I go ahead and show you the book, what I actually got first. So this was the paper packaging, excuse me, the plastic packaging that was around the book itself. And so it came in a DHL, my packaging, correct? And then with that, I actually got it in this. It had a lot of different wrappings, like twice in bubble wrap and yellow tape with the language on the font. Now, I did take this out because this was covering the book itself. I don't know if you guys can see it here. Right here, if you guys can see, there was a little sticker tape. It accidentally got ripped on accident. But right here was the paper that was like covering everything. And I thought it was really neat to keep this because this is textbook for Han Chinese clothing, Chinese edition. So I don't know if there's another edition of this or another language, who knows. Now with this book, it opens from left to right, so very westernized kind of booking, not right to left. And inside you can already see some of the people in here who have already made the book. Now, it does open up. I hate opening a book like this. So right here, it already shows a little opening thing saying traditional Chinese clothing making tutorial. So then you have your context and the information of what this is really about. And it goes into this like kind of like introductory page besides like giving credit. More of the author's note. Now we're going to the table of contents here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sorry, I have to keep centering the book. Table of contents, and it goes down to every figure, every breakdown, but I don't know the language. More of the table of contents, and then it goes into the first segment here. So now I guess it's just saying gather the materials, because that's normally with every sewing pattern book. I've noticed some of them do. So of course we have our different types of scissors. So you have your standard scissors, more of the different types of like fabric or shear scissors, like for more of the fabrics and different aspects. A seam ripper, or just like some smaller, I don't know why they put scissors again, but it might be a different type of scissors, like for just paper, and one might be just for fabric, because there are fabric shears, and you don't want to put that on paper because it will actually never cut the same. I remember that from my fashion courses. Okay, so of course you have your 3 different types of needles here. So of course, it just goes to show you like the different ones, like the thinnest one, the thickest one, like the 80, 90, 100, or the 70, 60. And the second page just goes into it a bit more. With this, so if you guys can see a clearer picture, you have your iron over here. It just goes over more detail. So I'm not sure what this, I think these are just different types of tweezers up here. And you have your tweezer here. I forgot what that's called because it's like 8 o'clock at night. My brain isn't functioning. This right here is a great example of this tool. Now, some people use it for like pocket holes, like when you have to put an indent into a hole in a fabric, or if you're making certain loops, or you need an opening for a pocket or some, like any type of like hole, like puncture in fabric. I forgot the name of the tool. It's been a minute since I've been back to fashion school. Now, I'm not sure if this is a different type of like, I want to say it's like a pasting method. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments in a constructive way. And of course you have your sewing like actual measurement. So this is your ruler. So you use these whenever you pattern make. I can get to it. Okay, more stuff. Okay. So you got your, okay, what is this? So those are just clamp holders. These are basically the same thing. It's like sewing pins or clamp holders, either or. You got your sewing machine. You're going to need certain types of fabric. So it might be satin, chiffon, brocade, polyester blend, cotton blend. You know, there's different types, and they're talking about different elasticities, I believe, here. Chalk, because you can use chalk to like draw down your patterns if you don't want to use pen or pencil, which I don't really suggest for color pencils, and it comes out and it's fine. I normally use bright colors because then that way you can see things more than you can the dark colors most of the time, and they're easy to wash out here. But right here, I believe is just talking about how to make your own pattern. So right here at the bottom, I don't know if you can see the little box, but it's talking about how it's going to be on a certain circumference. Of course, they have measurements from what I'm seeing, and everything's in centimeters because it's a little different from America where we have inches and feet. So for this section, it gives a great example of how to do your measurements with Hanfu. So for instance, it's using the Aochin as an example, like which parts of the sleeves, wrist sleeves, neck measurements, shoulder to wrist measurements on what you need to do when you make your own Hanfu. So it's just an example. Hopefully this is a little bit more simpler, but I always suggest to get by the book so it makes it a bit more easier. What do you have? Can you consider it? What do you need to look at? And then from here, it's going to tell you how does it burn? How does it, you know, what temperatures do you need to use? And how much fabric do you need? It just talks about how it stretches, like can it stretch to a certain degree or not? Because it's just showing me like kind of an elasticity, like going out on other ends perpendicularly, so, or diagonally outwards, like away from each other. So I'm not too sure. Let's go to the next page. Okay. So now it's just going into, now it's just talking about how you're going to sew things together and the different types of sewing methods, I believe, to give you an example. Essentially here, it's just showing you how to do different sewing methods and why it's important to, and how the layering and the stitching is. All right, next page here, it just goes over the different threading. I do a standard thread. As long as it's strong enough and sturdy enough to keep the garment safe and still keep it lasting longer, and it's not going to hurt the actual fabric itself, because some can. I do a lot of generic threads, so if you're making something very special like you're doing a wedding or ceremony, it's best to invest into a really great thread so that your fabric does not fall apart or get damaged in the sewing machine process or handmade process. Now let's go to the next page. Okay. To lack of better words, this is the sewing salvage that is left over. It's talking about how to save that and fold it to have your fabric lasting longer depending on different styles you might need for different Hanfu. If you have a piece hung over and you don't want it to be seen, that might be its best method. All right, next page. Let's see if we can get some stuff, because there is stuff more in here. This part I thought was neat. So it's talking about different buttons and how to sew with different buttons here. Like, how do you sew in a button? What are different ways to do it? Now this is talking about the buttons that have different clasps on it, different pearls. How do you sew them onto a garment? Especially this, I really want to get more clasp. Like this is called it's the hook and eye. There we go. It's the hook and eye Frogger clasp. And these are pretty hard for me to buy sometimes because they're either sold out or they have to buy. You can still get them off of Amazon. I normally can get them off of AliExpress as well. It's a little more challenging because they rename it as something else. Next page. All right. Okay. So now they're talking about, from what I am seeing, they're talking about different ways of gathering your fabric, right? So it looks like they're giving us a sample piece so you have an understanding, like 2 of them. Okay, so now it's talking about different pleats. So if you're doing a skirt or any type of fabric, you're having a certain gathering method, and then you have this type of method, and then you might do this type of like pleating method. There we go. Okay. So this looks like, this is hard. I'm like looking at this upside down so you guys can see it. I want to say it has to do with a certain kind of stuffing, but if anyone knows, can you please let me know? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this part is. I don't know if it's because of it's trying to be embroidery or not. I don't know. But this part I know because it looks like more of a waistband or a hair tie or waist ties, like clothing ties that you would have on the garment itself. The next page, it goes into that a bit more, like how to sew it up yourself handmade. You have to turn it inside out first, and then like when you get this ending part, you just want to do a different invisible stitch, I believe. So now we're getting into the different types of fabrics. Now this could be just talking about the different information, like the history of it before you jump into the figures, the different types of brocade or satin fabric or chiffon, if anything. But it looks like a lot of different types of brocade. They're talking about the history of it. It looks like they're going into it again on this side of the page. It just talks about like how there's different designs maybe for different classes or different categories. Don't hate me. Okay, so more talking about fabrics. This one already looks like satin. That looks like linen. That looks like a different type of burlap linen, but I don't know. I could be wrong. That I've seen in the very old clothing. My grandmother has a lot of those in her house. Alright. Alright, we're finally getting the first one. Alright. This is part of the Shang or the Zhao dynasty. One of the first ones besides the pre-Qin, I believe. I don't know. But this is like one of the older Hanfus, and it's just telling you here's a layout, here's the measurements of it, bada bing, bada boom, this is what you need to do. Distance, measure that distance, the length from the waist to the bottom. First one it just talks about, let's work on the inner part of the Hanfu, so more around the chest zone. So it's going to tell you how to measure it, like here's the fold, this is the centimeters. If you're an American or you prefer to use inches to feet or just inches, you can just flip the other side of your measurement like tape ebook, and it's like, oh, they use centimeters. Well, most measuring tapes, if you see it here, there's a lot of inches, correct? But if you look on the other side, it is going to be centimeters. So let's say I needed something in 59 inches, or the book showed 59 inches. It's going to show it on the other end, right on the line. 54 is going to be around, so that's 54 inches is going to be around 137 point something, like centimeters. It's gonna literally break it down here. So this is literally the pieces. So after you get the pieces cut out, right, you got that first part of the 10 inches cut out right here. After you cut out the 10 inches, you're gonna go on to figure 7. So we're gonna work on the bottom piece. So then it's like, this is how you should do it on the fold of the paper, right? Just talking about now the middle pieces, excuse me, last part of this Hanfu for the wrap dress. I'm just calling it a wrap dress because I don't want to use the Chinese term and confuse myself even more just for right now. Is the middle part of the forearm section. 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters. Here's the real piece of clothing. Here's how you attach it. Here's how you're gonna attach the ending piece of it to this. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had a friend call and we were doing some stuff with like a trip that we're planning. So of course it's showing you now more in detail, like that's separate from the pattern now, like when you're adding all your pieces together. And they're gonna have this for all the other different Hanfus in here, by the way. Now they're asking you to put the pieces on, like the wrap itself onto the dress on the necessary part. How you have to sew it together, and then this is what it looks like for the part of the wrist. That's the like waist tie belt, like for the centerpiece. This is how it should look like, and you should have this exact measurement like outlook. And you see how the beige part that we have right here is going to be the waistband. That's her waistband right here. And I love how this, I didn't notice this before. Do you guys see like the little cartoon matches up with her? Like that's cute. You can implicate like embroidery or certain appliques that you can have on the Hanfu itself. But so here's another picture of her more up close, what she looks like and how she's wearing it. I'm trying not to bend the book because I just got this today. And then it's going on to a next part of the garment. I just can't think of it. If you know it, put it in the comment down below. Right, and so it goes through this one as well. This one looks a little bit different because I guess it's more curvatures and more layers, but I think that's really neat. So we're just gonna go through it. So if you ever get this book, you kind of have a gist of what it's saying. As long as you visually understand, it helps you. So we're just gonna keep going through it. And look at the chibis, it's so cute. Oh my gosh. But look, okay, so now we have the base shirt, all right, and they show you how to exactly stitch it. Is the overlayer, right? So this is like the nice, y'all. I love how they break it down. I love the colors that they're using and how this one isn't, it's like a very nice like print fabric. I like how they tell you how to fold it like from example to real life, so you know it's not, you're not tripping. You like letters and names, so even on the real pictures it's like, remember this is A, B, C, D. And then that's what it looks like once you're done. After you do like the little nooks and crannies, that's what it looks like. And then it goes over to the other third layer. And then it goes into like the real picture of it. I love this. Look at that. Isn't that neat? That is so cool. And like sample real life. And then you have the actual thing right here. That is so neat. How it actually goes on the fold. Who's messaging me now? And then, oh yes, we're doing the skirt now. Okay, sorry. I've always wanted to make these types of skirts. And I'm so happy this book can show me, because I know in Hanfu, everyone has at least seen it a few times where they've had, even in traditional garments, they actually have different clothing pieces that are like orange and green, or like yellow and orange, and it's like, it goes with the Hanfu. Gentlemen, help me. Okay, but yes, I really love it. Look at this. And then they show you how to make the waistband, and then once you have it attached, this is how it should lay down. And oh, look at that. That is so good looking. Oh, they show you how to do the ties. I love that. Oh, look at that. And that's like the embroidery slash like applique that you can do for that, if not the jewelry. That is so neat. And this is how she looks like. Oh my god, I love it. And do you see how this textile, so this is, oh I'm sorry, I don't mean to shake it. So that's how you can change things out without adding appliques. And do you see how the zhengyi is coming through? And then there's like the second layer, then you have your third layer, which kind of serves as a banbi, like a jacket. And then you have your chin out of the ru chin, because remember the top is ru and the bottom is chin. And then this is the zoomed out version of it. It's the pivo or pivo, I can't say it right. Is this, wait, hold on. Okay, so I thought it was a Chishan Ruchin, but it looks like from the next page over. Now this is going to be a zhengyi for a Yuanling Pao kind of like template, but you'll see that in the upcoming Hanfu. That'll be a blue Hanfu coming up. It serves as the undergarment underneath the blue Hanfu you will see coming after that. This is so freaking neat. I'm so happy because I was trying to figure out how to make these for the longest time. So it shows you the fabric like right here, which ones they're using, the measurements for it. It shows you like the different ways, like how to cut it, what it looks like over the fold, what you need to do to cut it, and then also that little intersection piece where the waist tie will go over it. And you have the inner lining too. They went and made an inner lining. It looks like they actually did. The hemming for the neckband, so you have it looking more professionally cut. And then it's talking about the right here. If you guys can see right here, when I was in school, they used to teach you how like to cut things so that it curves perfectly. Do you see this where my finger is? Like, they're literally out here showing you the most. So that you could take a plastic piece from the additional fabric you have, so it matches with the buttons you make. And then when you make a little circle around it, like you can either do it this way or this way. Dude, look at that. And then you're basically done. That is so amazing. I bet you can do the next one. Oh, okay. All right, so we have this. I like how they show you the fabric as is. No, it's not. Okay, this one isn't on the fold. I thought it was. And then you just do 2 samples of the each side. All right, another version of the chin for the root chin. But this one requires a little bit more steps, because since you're doing it near the bust, you're gonna make it not only a little bit longer, but you're gonna add a different like waistband. How to add on the additional like decorative tassels that go with this. So it's not just regular tassels you get in like standardized cheap Hanfu. They literally show you how to put the beads. Can y'all see that? No, do you see this? They show you how to make it. Not just any regular tassels, but they like, oh, let's fold it this way. So you get this kind of thing. I'm just gonna gloss through it because I talk way too much. All right, okay. And is that how to make the shawl? That makes sense, because look at this. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I really want to do that hairstyle next. I'm gonna try that. Let's see. Oh, and that's how to make the top. Okay, a standardized zhengyi top, or just like a different top, like for your under of Hanfu, like the ru. Okay, and they use satin. I really like this pattern book. I know some people might be bored at this point, but for me, who's a seamstress, this makes so much sense. This is really nice. And then like, they show you how to do like the whole side part right here. right here. And then you got like the shirt, but right here, come on. And then down below, they show you in breakdown method. So there's no reason not to understand this crap. So you got this, and it shows you how to like fold it, hem it, sew it together. Let's see, really nice. Oh, you know what? That's so cool. So the reason why they had this little stripe is because you can have a stripe in your clothes. Get the flan out. So for this article of garment, I thought it would have been a jiaoshan, which is more of a cardigan kind of base garment, but it has a deeper pocket, so it could be listed as another name. It's like a sheer kind of like embroidered cloth, like a chiffon, or it's an embroidered like brocade that's just of a lighter density, but I highly doubt that. Oh my gosh, so cool. Is this a circle skirt? This is. Okay, look at them reusing fabrics. Okay, let's stay to earth. Okay, oh, we're using the same fabric as before as the waistband. Okay. Is this like a different type of pleating? Because it looks like it, because you have these attached strings and then you're going through with the pleating here. Yes, I was right. Yo, let's go. Let's go. They're showing you how to bead this so that you can go for it. Let's go, fam. Oh my god, look how beautiful she is. I don't think you guys understand. Like, look at that. Her Huandian, which is like the forehead artwork centerpiece, is matching her Hanfu. She said, this peacock on point. I don't know if you can see her, but she's so gorgeous. Okay. Okay, so this is the Yao Ling Ping top, like the whole dress completely. So this is the one I was trying to say earlier, but I fucked up. I thought it was this was the Yao Ling Ping. This one's literally the whole dress. So this is actually what the couple men like dukes or like around those areas would wear when they got to go to the courtroom, or if they're showing special appearance or showing their status. Okay, so they're showing you like piece by piece how to do this. This is really neat. And she's like, this is how you fold it. This is how you sew it. Oh my, look at this, the inner lining. Let's go. I'm like tripping over here. Okay, look at that. All right, and then you add a little curvature, like the curve in there, like the and you have the inner lining here. Okay, because it is a technically inner lining. They just didn't attach it again to the bottom, but they added it to the neck circumference, and I love that. Wow. Oh, look at that sick design. Yo, look at this. Look at this. Look at your boy. Look at your big boy. Ah. Okay, I'm sorry. Look how like they lay it around, and also they like pin it, right? So you get the exact T, sis, or bro, whatever you identify as. They're using a different type of thread. It looks like rope almost, you know what I mean? Like, that's amazing. The button. So right here, they actually show you how they make the little like hook and eyes, but with all of the frogettes. I forgot if these are froggers. Like there's a name for it. I'll have to put it in the video. Yo, look at this sister with the Mr. Sword. Oh, that's not a sword, it's a flute. My bad. The embroidery, okay. Yes, okay, that's what she has on her. Okay. Nice. And she has a Zhengyi. It's a Zhengyi Yao Ling Ping version along with the Yao Ling Ping garment. That's nice. Okay, so we're working on like the basis for that, which is the pink part right here. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, nice. And then you're wearing the pants part. Why does this remind me of the Song Dynasty for some reason? Show you how to make it. Okay. And you, of course, everyone, you can adjust it to your own sizing because not everyone's the same. Show you how to make it from the inside so you're not having an exposed area. And then that's what it looks like when it's completed. Very good. No too much spacing because, you know, females, we got sweaty thighs sometimes. All together. Nice, simple look you can wear around your house. That's the lounge wear. I think this is part of a Neiyi because it looks like it's from it's adapted from the Mojing. So that's what it reminds me of because that's a specific type of like undergarment. Now this is just the outer coat that you would wear with this. So that's pretty neat. Let's see. And they show you like before how to add it together. All right. And then you have to make sure the neckband is on point. And then you have the figures to help you go along to say, hey, you're doing it okay. This is the folds. I want to know what this is. That's for something else, but I don't know. I didn't know if it was for this Hanfu or not. I don't know if that's for this. I don't know. And let's see. Okay, so they show you these different trapezoids to put it. Okay, that's the bottom skirt. I'm sorry. That's why I was like, does this go with that? So they're gonna show you next how to do the bottom skirt. I was like, this only looks like a bottom skirt. And then they show you how to make the underlayer that she wore. So after you finish the skirt, they're gonna show you how to make this like underlayer, which is the undergarment, like how she wore right in here. This one, I think the reason why you see all these different designs is because it looks like it's a stamp, right? So you can have this as a embroidery or a design, so you don't need embroidery all the time. It looks like they're implicating they have stamps. Let me zoom up for you guys. If you guys can see here, it looks like they're like, oh, you can stamp your Hanfu as well. Right here, she's kind of going over like the sample fabric, the tools that she's using, and then like the examples of what can like apply for what can go with your Hanfu more efficiently and traditionally speaking, so it's more with the culture and not against it. Now we do have some more right here. It's really nice. And then it still goes over. Okay, this is, I want to say this is the Ming Dynasty. So let's just go over that really quickly. Ooh, oh, remember this in the beginning? Nice, nice. It's just showing you because it's a different type of fabric, so you have to be more cautious and how it needs to be cut. More of this, and so like they're just showing you how to lay it over. This one I think is a little bit more particular, but I'm just trying to go through it for you guys so that when you buy your own version of the book, it's a little bit easier to coordinate. That's to keep it straightened, isn't it? Oh snap, look at that. Okay, so it's a basing. I knew it. Okay, it's a certain mixture, and I'm gonna try to link a girl's video for it because she does have it on YouTube. I don't know if it's in English, but she's using this certain paste to kind of, after she's make like the little strips that she needed, she's using a certain flour with water and like a wooden tool with a certain cotton fabric or a linen fabric, and she's adding it together and mixing it, and she's applying it to this fabric for the basing so it keeps it straight. That's what it looks like to me, and that's what I'm seeing right here on this picture. I think that's so neat because now you can just move on to the next step, because then now you can move on to the bottom of the skirt. And I really appreciate this because I need to know how to do these folds. I try to do that with my Christmas Hanfu and I obviously messed up. They go into more steps like how to do the rest of the skirt with A, B, and C. Again, you just got to really take your time and visually adapt to some of these patterns so you don't rush yourself, because the more you take your time with it, the more appreciation you'll have for the Hanfu. And then they show you how to do it. Okay, how many folds, and how long it needs to be. Great. And how to iron it. All right, last one is just, wow, they even teach you how to do the little satchel bag. That is so cool. I'm so doing a video on it for you guys. Isn't that cute? I mean, there's tons of videos out there, but I want to do my own. So now we have all this. It's showing you how to turn it inside out with the lining, and just really neat. Oh my gosh. And then it shows you how to add it to squeeze it in. Oh, they even told you, bruh, come through. Okay, they even show you how to make your own like stand fan. So you can buy a sample off of AliExpress and then add designs. It's showing you the tools that you need so you can make your own embroidery on top of your little stand fan. I call it a stand fan because I don't know the appropriate term, but if you guys know it, put it in the comment down below. We do need to all learn. Now, okay, look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so neat. So neat. Okay. And see, look, here's a great example of how you can do your own designs. But really, that is it. Look at that. And then they're just saying, thank you for this. This is what we've done. There's this little like drawing of more books that you can get, which I am definitely going to invest in because like I definitely want to get more. But you can go on to www.ptpress.com.cn for more information. I will try to leave a caption down below of the name of the website. That is so neat. This is such a good book. I think it's going to be great, not just for me, but a lot of beginners, because it helps you through a lot of the basic Hanfus that are more commonly worn, but it's in a traditional aspect. This is such a good investment for 30 bucks. Oh my gosh. Because it not only teaches me the basics of like, I mean, there are some things here and there that they're missing. They did have some like standalone Hanfus that you can get with this that they had the whole designs for. So I'm going to try to see if I can get more so I can do more videos like this. I really hope you guys like this one. I definitely did. Alright guys, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and it actually comes with this little soft cover piece. right? Whoa, that was the packaging slip. Really appreciate you guys watching this video and really enjoying the content of this Hanfu book. Sorry if the glare is crazy. I really love it. It's something I'm gonna definitely keep. It's like a paper hardcover is the best way I can describe it, but if you're a good visual learner and you know the steps of being a seamstress and understanding the patterns and how things work and different stitching methods, I think this is pretty easy to go off of. So if you're inexperienced with sewing or you want to start Hanfu but you don't know where to go, I'm going to be honest with you. I'll try to link some channels down below for beginner seamstresses or sewers for beginners, because at the end of the day it is a traditional garment that we want to respect from the culture. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the bell notification to keep yourself informed when YouTube lets you know when I have a new video, because if you don't, you just literally be out in the dark. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the Blossom family. We live on and prosper and blossom out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I gotta go now. Bye. Bye. Blossoming out. Blue. Don't lick my couch. The seal thinks I'm playing. Look at his tail. Hi guys, it is me, Miss MatchaBlossom. That was really